I don't usually do these. Today is going to be a story time video. Ooh. So I'm gonna stay kind of vague because I don't know how much I am allowed to say. So here's the thing. Here's a little something you probably didn't know about me. I used to enjoy performing a lot when I was younger, musically and theatrically. I used to play guitar and occasionally keyboard in a band in high school, and we used to perform on cruise ships and in Disney World and all kinds of cool fun stuff like that. And we'd compete in competitions and stuff. It was awesome. A lot of people when they see me I guess wouldn't think that that was something that I would be into or that I used to do because I'm so, I don't know, I guess reserved or quiet or like shy seeming and stuff like that, and all those things are true. I am like someone who kind of like keeps myself and stuff, but I do enjoy performing, so that's cool because you get to kind of like put on an act and be this different person, and like that's awesome. But I learned that I prefer to perform on camera more than I like to perform on stage. I don't mind performing on stage, it's just different because the product that you get from filming and like from recording any type of art is more polished. It's more of a finished product. You have a little more creative control, I feel. Whereas working on stage is always improvised. No matter how well you've rehearsed or how prepared you are and how control you're in of the environment and how well you know your parts and all that stuff, a huge portion of it will always be thinking on your feet and improvising at the last moment. For example, one show that we played in Epcot at Disney, there was a really bad windstorm and we were performing outside, so some of the instruments had partitions, like the keyboards and all that stuff, so even though we decided to put plexiglass on the partitions so that they wouldn't fly away in the wind was actually so strong that it made the entire piece of plexiglass fall onto the keyboardist's hands. And like a trooper, she just kept playing, and we don't always get to use our equipment, so like even the keyboard stand started to give way, so she was holding the keyboard on like one leg at some point, and I was like, this girl, she is intense. So yeah, there is still a lot of last minute improvisation involved in performing on stage. You're not super in control of the environment, and you don't get to do more than one take. It's just, you just go and you work with what you have, and that's it. And that's interesting on its own, but it's not the same as filming and recording. So anyway, that was just kind of a thing that I liked, but I let go of it, and I was like, okay, this was cool, it was fun while I was young, but now like I'm an adult and I'm like, alright, let's move on, let me make YouTube videos. But I never really expected to do anything with that. Sorry if the camera angle keeps moving, my cat keeps running full force into my tripod, so this is gonna happen a lot. Anyway, so yeah, that was something that I did when I was younger, and it was super fun and super cool while it was happening, but like, you know, it's not like it's really common knowledge, it's not like everyone knows that I did that or that that once interests me. So anyway, and then that brings us to our story today. So a week ago, at the time that this is being filmed, on a Tuesday, I was contacted by a casting director's assistant for a role in a show as a trans man, a show that would be airing on Netflix. It was actually like kind of a big deal, like kind of a big show. And I was super stoked about it, so she even offered to set up a meeting with me and the casting director directly, good. You see what I did there? In order for me to go over the parts with her and ask her any questions I had about the character, and it was so last minute because it was like they sent it to me Tuesday afternoon and it was due Friday morning, like first thing. So they asked me if I wanted to participate and if I wanted to send in a self-taped audition, and I did. I was like, hell yeah. So I memorized the parts. Thursday came around and I had my meeting with the casting director via Skype type thing, and not only did she answer my questions about the character, but she was like, all right, let's go through the parts. I was like, oh, like right now. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, of course, let's do it. So I did it, and she seemed to really like me, and she was pretty stoked about it, and she told me like, all right, that was great. Like, you know, she was saying that like I really had a good grasp on the character, and I seemed to really understand him, and like, you know, everything I did was great. And when I do my self-taped audition, do it just the way that I did just now. And I was like, all right, cool, no pressure. So I filmed it that night, and I sent them the link in the morning, and then the waiting game started. When I spoke to the casting director, she had told me to wait until the following week on Thursday, and if I hadn't heard back by then, to contact her assistant. So Thursday rolls around, and I email the assistant like, hey, any news? And here's the thing about the audition. So it was super last minute, and they would need me to be available from the middle of July, which is like right now when they sent me the part. So from like now until November, just be able to like go. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. But that means that it was likely a very last minute thing. Maybe they had someone else cast for the role and they decided to change at the last minute. I don't know, I'm not in their head. Maybe they had a cis person casted the role, and then like this whole like ScarJo thing happened and they were like, oh yikes, TM, let's find a trans person. I honestly don't know. But it was super last minute, so that means that likely, maybe the other characters were already cast, so they were casting around them. And in a self-taped audition, at the beginning, what you do is you give your name and your height and your location. And despite the fact that I acted out the role well, I'm still below average height. And fun fact, I learned through this experience that I'm actually 5'5" and not 5'4". But anyway, in my audition I said 5'4", and then I ended up measuring myself after I sent it to them. Sorry, my camera battery died, so hopefully the camera angle is still relatively the same as it was. And yeah, turns out I'm 5'5" and not 5'4", so that was cool. I grew an inch, that's awesome. So Thursday rolls along. It's Thursday today, and I write to them, and the assistant gets back to me in the morning, and unfortunately I did not get the part. And I was really devastated. I mean, it's the same day. I'm still very sad about it, but it is what it is. It could have been for a number of reasons. They said that they really liked my audition, but like, you know, for some other reason they weren't able to take me. And I think it might either have to do with my height and the fact that like they've probably already cast the female roles, and you know how heteronormativity is, and how like, God forbid, a male is shorter than a female. Well, what would the children think? So it might be my height, or it might be because, you know, I'm located in Montreal and they film in LA, and on such short notice I don't know how they would get me a working visa. I don't even know if that'd be feasible. So that might be a reason why they decided not to go with me. Honestly, I don't know, and I don't want to beat myself up over it because I know that I did my best. And they really seemed to like me, and I could have not gotten it for a whole number of reasons. It could have literally just been my height, or the fact that I'm in Canada, or maybe they found someone better than me. Like, you know, that's a thing that happens. And, you know, it is what it is. And it was just super cool that they contacted me, even though I don't at all promote myself in that way. You know, I have my history, which I just ran you all through, but it's not like everybody knows that, so I'm like, it's definitely not because of that. Like, I feel like the whole ScarJo thing happened, and they were just like, oh, we need a trans man. Google search, and like I popped up with like some other trans internet people, so I don't know. It was surprising and definitely cool, and I'm super happy that they contacted me. If ever an opportunity like that presents itself again, I would be happy to go for it. But yeah, I don't want to beat myself up over something that I didn't even know existed 2 weeks ago. And it was still really awesome just to have like such a big company for such a big role reach out to me. It was just a great kind of boost in confidence for me, and made me feel like maybe some people see potential in me. And yeah, anyway, that was my story. Hopefully it was at least mildly entertaining. Let me know what you think. If you like more story times, if you want no story times, just leave a comment, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day and a great week, and you all take care of yourselves. Alright, thanks, bye.